Welcome back to the channel, guys. Today we're going to try out some more products from F150LEDs.com. Be sure to check out their website and be sure to use the code BYOADVENTURE and you'll receive 10% off your order. These guys make some amazing products. They are extremely well built, and I'll show you these Spartan Series reverse lights in just a second. I think you're going to be impressed. Stay tuned and we'll get started. I have to break the news to you guys. I've already opened these up. I got super excited. So when I open this box, please understand this is not how they came packaged. Everything was just beautiful and nicely packaged, just like they always are. I've been playing with a few locations, different locations to mount these. And obviously I've got a rat's nest in here now. So let me take out a few things and I'll show you what came with the package. The light is awesome. It is extremely well built. It's nice and heavy. It feels very solid. Just really nice connections, waterproof connections, very well built. You have 6 main LEDs here. Then on the side, you have 3 built into the side with a reflector to shine out this direction. The same on the other side. This is the other light. As you can see, I've already mounted the bracket. Nice little touch here. They have their logo on the bracket. Looks very nice. This is your wiring harness. You have a fused connection, which is really nice, always important. Got a 30 amp fuse there. So then you have a relay, and the relay is going to take the power from the battery and used a switched connection, which we'll plug in here, and I'll show you that in a second. And it'll send the power from the battery to the lights without running the power through the switch. And this connection here runs to this wire. But this little blue wire will connect to your switch in your truck, your upfitter switch, which there's a wiring harness under the hood. And when you flip the switch, it's going to send the signal to the relay, and that's going to send power to your lights. I'm going to add another relay so I can connect each side to different switches. You wouldn't normally do this because these are mounted to the back, but I'll show you what I'm thinking about and hopefully it'll work. All right, let's get this out of the way. So they also send quite a few zip ties, which are always important. You're gonna get, there's the other bracket for the other side, and quite a bit of hardware. So let's jump over to the truck. I'm gonna show you where these are meant to be mounted, and then I'm gonna show you where I'm gonna mount them. Then we'll jump to the installation. So underneath the truck, you've got these 2 bolts, and this one is the bolt you're looking for to remove, and your light is going to fit right there. And you'll have your other light sitting on that side. You flip the switch in the cab and it turns on your lights and you can see the whole world behind you. The problem comes in with the step when you flip everything up. This bolt is not far enough away from the step to mount the light. It's going to get in the way. It will fit between the step and the hitch. I could just take a piece of flat stock and run it over here. Just make sure it's thick enough that it's not going to bounce around. That would offset it slightly, and then it would miss the step and you're probably good to go. You could do that on both sides and they would match, and that would be problem solved. I'm thinking, I'm up towards the front of the truck, right below the emblem there. So my thought is, if we can mount a light here, but if we can have it pointing out this way, maybe at an angle, at the back of the trailer. And one thing, if you've backed a trailer, is being able to see where your tires are on the trailer. So if you can start your turn and you can hit a certain point with your tires and start to pivot. That makes all the difference in getting in a sight or not getting in a sight. So I'm going to jump over to the wiring harness. I'm going to try to add another relay, and once I do that, we'll work on a mount for the truck. I think I'm just going to come up with a pretty simple mount, maybe just a piece of angle. I've got some stuff laying around here. We'll give it a shot. Relay that I've purchased on Amazon. I'll leave a link down below for these things. Very easy to find. I'm going to look at how it's wired over there. I'm going to wire this one the same way, and then we'll be ready to mount this on the truck. After about an hour of changing wires out, moving things around, taping all this together, soldering, all kinds of stuff, I got our two relays together, wired the same. I had a large piece of expandable loom I put over everything on the ends. I taped everything up with Tessa tape. So we have our battery connector here, and then all the way down on the other end. So this is our wire that'll run to one upfitter switch. It is a lot larger than the other side that was sent, but it's the only wire I had that was long enough. It'll work. So I'll connect that to one upfitter switch. I'll connect this one to another, and that'll control those separately. All right, so I'm gonna mount the lights right here under this bracket. So I need to take both of these nuts off. And these are for the factory steps. I realize if you have different steps, it may not work. I've got another idea for that, but I want to mount these first and see how it works. So I'm going to take the cable, run it through there. These are going to slide up here. Slide right on. And then we're going to just tighten it right back up. On a Power Stroke, you have two batteries. You have one on the driver's side, you have one on the passenger side. To add accessories on the passenger side, you have a way to attach accessories to it. On the driver's side, you do not have this. It doesn't have this little stud here. For some reason, it's only on the passenger side. Because I want to run my wiring harness for these lights to the driver's side battery, I needed to come up with a solution for the positive side to be able to connect positive to the positive side of my relays. So I jump online and I go to one of my favorite websites for car audio equipment, wiring and things like that. New Concepts. Not sponsored by these guys, but true believer in their products. They make great stuff. So I bought the basic battery terminal along with the connector. I ordered this post, and this will allow me to remove the OEM wiring and just connect it straight to this instead of trying to cut that and put an end on it. I don't want to go into all that. So this is going to give me the option to add accessories to each side. If I want to add something else later on, I can. So it does come with a cover. I may use this. I may just have to cut this little section out here, and it'll fit around, it'll fit over this. Then the factory connection will go there, and it has a protective cover as well. Probably going to do that just to make sure nothing shorts out. In order to put the protective cover on, you have to have these connected beforehand. Not sure I like that, but I understand why, because this basically is going to hold this piece of insulation in place. I'm not a huge fan of the factory positive sticking up so high, but I also don't want to cut the wire from the factory. I could do it. I could put a new fitting on the end. I'm not a huge fan of cutting all that stuff up. If I wanted to remove all this at some point, I can take this off and stick this right back down and we're good to go. Okay, that's nice and solid. Last step here, let's go ahead and tighten the factory connection down. So the trick now is to just find out where this wiring is going to run. I'm going to try to get all of this other wiring down through the wheel well or by the wheel well and underneath the truck. Well, this one wire just popped out like it's supposed to in the right spot, so that's great. Now let's see if we can find the other wire. Oh yeah, it's right there. Beautiful. Cool, that's exactly what we wanted. I'm gonna go ahead and pull the excess wire down as much as I can. I'm just gonna pick one wire that's gonna stay on this side. I've got that one out of the way. I'm gonna choose the other. I'm gonna run it down to the first part of the frame that crosses over to the other. If you've watched any of my other videos, I've run quite a few wires through there. This did come with an extension, so I feel sure I'm gonna have to use the extension to get it over to the other side, and we'll do that. While I'm under here on this side, if you don't use the standard Ford running boards, there are two options up here right behind the front wheel. You may want to get a mud flap or something, but you could mount something here too. So say you have amp steps, I'm not sure where they stop or start, but you may be able to mount a light here pointing backwards, and that's another option. So just throwing that out there. So one thing I was really excited about when I got this truck was the upfitter switches. And you can find the wires to the upfitter switches under this box here. And I believe there's also connections inside. And you can go in the owner's manual, it tells you what color wire goes to each switch. So the way you get this box off or loose, there are two little pieces you press in, one on this side, one on this side. Press those in, grab the box, lift straight up, and that's about as much as it comes out. This is not a lot. Underneath you have this group of wires here. They're all taped together, and I started pulling the tape off and then realized I was not filming, which is kind of the whole, not the whole point of this, but kind of part of it. I found the easy button. I was going to get the owner's manual out, try to look all that up, but there is no need, because right here on the wires, if you will take all the tape off, it lists what every wire goes to, and that is awesome. I like that. Thank you, Ford. I do want an air horn at some point, so I'm going to leave number 1 for that. So I'm going to go with 2 and 3. Number 2 will be on the driver's side, number 3 will be on the passenger side. So looks like number 2 is violet and orange, and number 3 is blue and green. So I'm going to find those wires, strip the ends off, and connect to them. We should be good to go. Okay, it's all wired up. Got the box pressed back down. All the wires are underneath. Hopefully not touching anything too hot. Right now, I've got the relay sitting here. The power wire is keeping me from pushing it back down where I need it. I'm gonna let it ride right here and see how it does. If it's causing issues, if I've got some issues with something in here, I'll move these later. Right now, I just want to close the hood very carefully and make sure nothing hits. This crazy setup I got here, hopefully that won't hit. But overall, we got it done. Just need to get in the truck and turn the power on and flip the switches. So we're headed in that direction. Turn the light on the driver's side. There we go. I can see the tire. You see that little flag there? I know exactly when to turn. Oh, that's sweet. That'll definitely help pulling into a campground, shoot anywhere at night. It's gonna make it nice. And the other side I don't have on, so I'm not bothering any neighbors for pulling in a campsite. Don't have to worry about that. I don't know what else I could say about these lights. That was awesome. I hope the video footage shows it as well as I could see it. But it lit the whole side yard up beside our trailer. I could easily see where I was going. If I was in a campground, if I was unfamiliar, it's gonna light that entire area up. Both sides if I want to, one side if I don't want to bother neighbors. I think this is gonna be great. Please be sure to go check these guys out, and don't forget to use BYO Adventure for 10% off. And guys, we will catch you next time. Thanks for watching.